All right. Hello. So we're gonna do something. Finally, I get to really start digging into this internet stuff because I got time. So I temporarily let go of my second job. So now I have time to do some of this YouTube stuff. So number one, I want to help the community. I realize there's like 97% of guys talking about women. So I'm going to be a former manosphere guy helping. In order for you to understand, in order for women to understand established black men, happy Kwanzaa to you too, greater parent. In order for women to understand established career guys, you have to be able to separate an established career guy from other guys. Okay. Now, I have been saying for years that it's all about classism. We have separated 4 years ago. People just don't realize we've separated. But since the birth of the internet, it's really shown that some women have class, some women don't have class. Some guys have class, some guys don't have class. What's happening is for you women, well, first of all, let me address the guys. Guys, in order for you to find a greater woman, you have to be able, listen to me, guys, in order for you to find a greater woman, you have to be able to lead other people at work. I'm not being biased. I'm being very serious. So before I talk to the women, because it's all going to blend together. In order for you guys to find the docile feminine woman that many dudes say they want, you have to be able to lead guys and women at work. If you're not a supervisor, manager, or then having a good relationship with a white woman is going to be difficult. Having a good relationship with an Asian woman is going to be difficult. There have been popular black men on YouTube who have been divorced by their Asian woman. There have been popular black women on YouTube who have been left with babies by their white man. I'm here to help because we got to stop fooling each other and listening to this 2.0, 3.0, just hate everybody concept. It's not going to work. Okay. It's not going to work. So I had to say to myself, what is going to be the best situation where everybody can benefit? All right. So, first thing we're going to talk about for the women, this one is for the women. The first thing you have to talk about is, do you understand men on this level? Do you understand men on the suit and tie level? The suit and tie level has nothing to do with money. So for all the people who saying six figures, let's take the money out of it. The suit and tie level has nothing to do with money. So when it comes to that 6 figure, 8 figure stuff, you can go over to Kevin, have that conversation with him. But this is not that. Okay, this is not that. This is one step below. This is for the established and the career guys. Okay. So the first question you got to ask if you're a woman, do you know guys on this level? If you don't know guys on this level, this is going to be difficult because you have to unlearn what women have taught you about guys on this level. Okay. The first thing women have taught you about guys on this level, that don't mean he gonna be a good man. See, that's a never ending war because you can't rate who's good, who's bad. Only time can do that. If you have wisdom as a woman, you know that only time can dictate who's good and who's bad. If you're trying to go into a situation judging good, you want somebody to obey. Want to create a. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. And that's one of the reasons why many of you women prefer dudes who are struggling. You prefer dealing with the dudes who you are quote unquote giving a chance. Okay, you prefer that because those guys don't have lawyer money. Those guys don't have a way to financially fight back. Those guys have to obey women. Okay. When you're dealing with established career guys, it's not about money. It's about our connections. Our connections are more important than money. And the second thing more important than our connections is our time. So if you don't understand men on that level, that's the first thing you got to understand. Our connections, our time. We're almost like high value dudes, but we're not quite like high value dudes. We're lacking the money. Okay. Like I make a little bit short of 100,000. I don't classify in that category. Yet I have the connections that the high value dudes have in my industry. I master my industry. I do all these type of things. You as a woman, you have to understand. You have to understand that um, hold on for a second. So you have to understand that guys on this level, we value our connections and we value our time. The money is really not important. Okay. So when we have women who, and I'm gonna tell you about a couple of people that I used to currently date before I found the woman I'm with now. When you're dealing with when you're dealing with women who can't understand that you value connections and time, you don't want to interact with those women no matter how good they look, no matter how much money they have. And this is the thing that a lot of women don't understand. This is why I said, you know what, I'm going to help the community by doing call-in shows because not many guys on the internet are at this level. All right. The number one thing that a woman should be seeking is a supervisor, manager, or owner, regardless of money. Supervisor, manager, or owner. You do yourself a disservice as a woman if you are not using the old Victorian London, England standard of supervisors, managers, owners. That's all you should be seeking out. That is 75% of your dating problems. Because even if you guys don't work out, you know that area of discussion he's less likely to have. Okay. You don't get managers really yelling at their girlfriends, yelling at their wives. They just remove themselves. You don't get managers really getting into fistfights and arguments because they have to deal with people all the time. And see, the thing is, a lot of women, uh, that's I'm answering somebody in the chat room. Hold on for a minute. You know, I always invite people to come up on days that I talk about politics, but nobody comes, and the Greater Parrot only comes when I talk about other stuff. But you should only be dealing with guys who are managers, supervisors, and owners. That's 75% of your problem because you're not going to have arguments about money stuff. You're not going to have arguments about location stuff. You're not going to have arguments about car related stuff. This stuff will not happen on this level. Okay. When you are trying to seek out what's going on, NC Worker, what's going on, New World Order. So when you women are trying to seek out guys, you really need to be only seeking out supervisors, managers, and owners. And the same thing is for you guys too. One of the reasons for you men out there listening, one of the reasons I don't get mad at women and I haven't been in a lot of arguments with women or have hate for women is because I only deal with top tier professional women. I don't date lower producing women, no matter how good they look. I don't. It stops the arguments. That's why I haven't had an argument since 2004. I haven't had an argument with a woman since 2004. And a lot of that is because the level of class of woman that I deal with. And that's why I said I'm here to help the community. I realize I need to turn this platform into a helpful thing. Being a former manosphere person, I realize a lot of guys are not on this level. So for women, I'm going to give you a weapon for you to use every time you have a panel, every time you have a discussion with a guy. You should never listen to any man until he tells you how old he is, what industry he works in, or what college he graduated from. Here's why that's important. What women have done, you have allowed the worst dudes to be relevant. And the same thing for you dudes. You dudes have allowed women who have nothing going on other than hips and butts to be relevant. And a lot of times it's not you, it's your male friends. Because your male friends are talking about they don't like this chick, but they secretly sending PayPal money to the chick. Now, nobody's hitting the thumbs up, so I'm going to pause for a minute so everybody can hit the thumbs up, and then I'll continue. It's your male. We got quite a few people watching. You should be able to hit the thumbs up. And let me also say, this is why I know that a lot of times people don't like giving away free game because, you know, the level of appreciation. This is why we put it on Patreon. This is why we don't let it sit up long, because there has to be a level of appreciation. And for women out there, you got to understand that many guys, we look at stuff like this. You know, we're not like the lower producing dudes. We manage people for a living. We supervise people for a living. We're career guys. So we're looking at behavior all the time. And we will walk away from a pretty woman. We will we'll lie to a pretty woman. I've lied a couple of times. Yes, sweetheart, I'm seeing somebody, or I'm already with somebody. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but we don't need to hold any conversations. So I need to shut it down. And a lot of that is because of behavior. When you're a manager, supervisor, or owner, and all the managers out there, NC Worker's a manager, all the managers out there, they understand this to be true. When you're interacting with a different level of person, Big WW, what's going on, man? Big WW in the house. when you are managing people, getting with a woman, you're managing your relationship with her. You managing your relationship with your homeboy. I mean, there's certain things that you and your homeboys can't do because you understand who he is. You might can't take this dude to the party. You might can't take this dude to a high level event. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So women understanding that they gotta hit people on this level. This level. Oh, wait a minute. The thumb still ain't up. Let me pause again because you guys ain't hitting the thumb. You're not hitting the thumbs up, so you might as well not even continue this. Gonna get those thumbs up right. Okay, now they're good. Uh, Big WW says, I agree with you, but majority of the women want a man who has no job, no car, no money. You're absolutely right. And matter of fact, let's be honest about that. For you women who are listening, when we guys look, okay, you're not dating our successful friends. You're not dating our manager friends. You're not dating our supervisor friends. You're not dating our friends who are owners. You're dating dudes who have nothing. And then once you fail, now wait a minute, women, you got to be honest about this. Once you fail at these type of dudes, only then do you want to come back to the community and say, I have this illegitimate child, this bastard with me. Let's call it what it is, bastard. I have this bastard with me. Okay. Now all of a sudden I want the supervisor, manager, and owner. Okay. Ladies, you can't do it like that. You can't. You look, a supervisor, manager, and owner is the only ones you should be dating. Okay. And if you come to this supervisor, manager, or owner with a child that you can't control, now you want to shame the black man for not taking on your burden. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Now you want to shame this black man for not taking on your burden. And you want to be public about it. You want to lie to your girlfriend, Demi. Demi is in the house. You want to lie to your girlfriend, Demi, and say how terrible black men are because you have two children that no black man wants to accept. And other black men are to blame. Not Larry and Kenneth who gave you the kids. You don't want to call Larry and Kenneth's name out specifically. This is why I'm gonna start doing these women shows, because women, you guys don't know anybody at the career established level. If you want high value, talk to Kev. Okay, my finance is a little bit shorter than six figures, but all the other stuff I got. I got the connections. I got the master of my industry. I'm a manager, all that type of stuff. So the problem is women lie to women about their experiences with black men. I got to protect the brothers a bit. Women lie to women about their interaction with black men. They go to black women, their sisters, and they lie. Big WW, he ain't nothing. Because Big WW told you that this was only a sexual relationship. But you thought once you put that Kim Kardashian on him, he's going to want to be in a relationship. That ain't what Big WW said. Now you going to your girlfriend lying, these black men. It ain't no these black men. You chose that guy because you knew if you went to a supervisor with that same energy, he would be like, nah, you look nice, but I'm cool. You knew if you went to an owner with that same energy, he'd be like, nah, you look real banging. I'll give you $400 for one night, but I'm not trying to keep you. You knew that was going to happen because you have two bastards in tow. This ain't personal. Relationships are business. I'm the only one telling y'all that. Marriage is business. Love comes after. You can hate that all you want to. You can hate that all you want to, but that's just honest. Now, let me flip it around to the brothers. Let me flip it around to the brothers. For the black man, you know when that woman's going to damage your life. You know when that woman's no good for what you got going on. You know this. Again, I'm flipping it around to the brothers. Got to be fair both ways. You know that this woman is not benefiting your life. Yet and still, here's what you do. You invite her into your bedroom as if she isn't going to screw you over. And when she screws you over, the first thing you do is come back to the homeboys, the Black Brotherhood, and you complain about this chick that you just had to sleep with. I'm not knocking. I'm not penis policing. Do what you want to do. But can we blame ourselves? Didn't you see that this woman had no attributes dealing with you? Your name is New World Order. You got you the manager of Subways. You got employees, you got payroll, you got stuff to be dealing with. Do you really have time for this cashier who works at the local Creamy Cream? That's your fault. That's your fault. And this is what we're doing here on the internet. We using the internet where we could be learning a new management skill, a new supervisor skill. But instead of doing that, where men are mad at women, women are mad at men. Here's the thing. The great separation happened 4 years ago. It's all about classism now. Lower class dudes want to stay relevant. But here's the thing, ladies. If women would say no to anybody who's not a supervisor, manager, or owner, men would improve. It's just that easy. Now, somebody's going to hear my video, do a show 2 weeks later, and everybody going to think that idea came from that person. Most of these ideas on YouTube came from right here. Most of these ideas on YouTube came from right here. So this is where it all goes crazy. What's going on, Mr. Saint? This is where it all goes crazy. Women, you have to choose class dudes only. Spread your legs for supervisors, managers, and owners. That's what the white woman doing. Now let's dig into the white woman. That's what the white woman's doing. The white woman is having fun. The white woman don't value sex the way the black man values sex. The white woman does not value sex the way black dudes value sex. Black dudes get sex from a white woman and they feel powerful. White woman gets sex from a black guy and she's like, we just having fun. See you later. Let me say it again, because nobody on YouTube is honest. When a black man is having sex with a non-black woman, he feels like a mayor of the city of Wakanda. That's why these dudes, when they have it, I've been to plenty of orgies. These dudes, when they have sex with white women, this is the only time they get to feel like a man. This is facts. But the white woman, she didn't trip off. She swallowed everything that BBC gave her and thought nothing of it. She didn't feel like the BBC made her better. She felt like, oh, this is a great sexual thing to help me bust a nut. The man sits up here, runs a train on the white woman. The black man is like, yeah, we doing it. We in here doing it. The white woman is like, he, wipes her mouth, goes to her job, thinks nothing about it. Oh, that was fun. Leroy, yeah. You remember when oh, yeah, that was fun, Leroy, but, can't do that again. Or I can't do that till 2 months from now. She's not stressing it. It's just fun to her. It's just fun to her. The same thing is true of the white guy. The white guy's just out here having fun, just high fiving his homeboys. Yeah, I had sex with probably like 6 or 7 black girls this past year alone. You got white guys online right now. Chat room. Press a 1 if you know this to be true. You got white guys online right now who've been talking for black women for several years and still not married. Like the white guy Colin. Nobody knows of that. Nobody's heard of that in the chat room. You got white guys who've been on YouTube for quite a while and still not married. And y'all don't find that weird. Black women, back to you guys. You don't find it weird that there's several Asian guys who love black women still not married. Let's be honest about this stuff. So when you women want to marry established career black men, you got to understand us. That's part 1. So everything I just talked about is part 1. You got to understand who we are. You can try to join your girlfriends and talk crazy about us and try to disrespect us. That stuff don't work. The established black man don't care the way the lower class black man cares. The established black man don't care the way the lower you can't shame an established black man. You just can't. Established black men shame each other all the time. We shame each other about business cards. We shame each other about what car we driving. We shame each other about what airplane flight we took. We we do it all the time. Even when you a thug on the block, you're shaming about everybody. Man, you ain't got no chicks. Man, you ain't fucking. That's why it's ridiculous when these lower class dudes says shaming tactics. We do that on the block. Press a 1 if you ever heard somebody shame somebody on the block. You know that. Everybody does that. So the key for you ladies is, like I said, weapon number 1. Never let nobody on your panel, never let nobody speak until you ask them how old they are, what industry do they work in. I'm trying to help the community at this point because it's too much game playing. We too old to be dissing each other like this. Shout out to Big W, man. He says he hit the 1. Mr. Saint, he hits the 1. We do it all the time. So when dudes want to feel protected, it don't make no sense. In order for you women to find and marry these established black men in your area, you got to understand who we are. Okay? That's number 1. The number 2 thing, and for any of you women who want to come up, you're able to come up. Just hit a 2, and I will bring you up before all these guys come up, and you can feel safe having a conversation without a whole bunch of dudes. But the reality is, women, you cannot get a guy on the Siyay level established, property, couple of different vehicles. You can't get on this level not knowing how we operate. We ain't going. We're not going to do it. I got a guy right now, a nice $700,000 house. He's in he's in a different place. In his area, that house is probably worth probably 3 million. Okay, 2 million, 3 million. And nice house, all this type of stuff. He got a woman that's not necessarily attractive, you know, but she fits into his plan. You see how that works? She's not necessarily attractive, but she fits into his plan. I'm going to tell you this. She can't beat some black women I have seen. But she had a baby in tow. Okay? She had a bastard. But you know what she did? When she started interacting with that guy, she recognized the opportunity he was providing her by allowing her to interact with him. Keyword here is appreciated. She appreciated, but you know what she did? The opportunity. She didn't play around with the opportunity. This is the second thing you women have to understand when you want an established career black man on this level. We do not play around. Have your children under control. Have your children under control. I'm going to say it again. Have your children under control. We don't play around with that part of it, ladies. We don't. We don't. We don't play around with that part of it. If you're bastards, because that's what they are. You want a nice, cute word. I'm here to help you. Helping you sometimes is not nice. Helping you sometimes is not going to sound cute and fuzzy. Okay? Some of the ones that you interact with, none of us want to be involved with. So the least you can do, if you appreciate men on this level, you have these kids under control. I don't know how many times I have walked away from gorgeous looking women who children was up past 8 p.m. I do not want to interact with a woman whose children are up past 8 p.m. How does that benefit me? How does that benefit me? Seriously, how does that benefit me? It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me. So let's start being honest about this stuff. Let's start being extremely honest about this stuff. If you want to interact with dudes on this level, we gotta have your children under control, or we don't want to deal with you. It's not being mean. If anybody want to come up, you could come up. I got people listening in California. I got people listening in Atlanta. If you want to come up, come up. But let's be very, very clear about what we're saying. Let's be very clear. If you want somebody on this level, these are the first two things you got to acknowledge. Nobody's playing around like that. Nobody's joking like that. You have to be willing to understand that the top tier Black men have worked very hard to get to where they are. The top tier Black men are supervisors, managers, and owners. That's all you should be dating. You should never date a guy who is not a supervisor. Because look, you're actually helping the Black male community by saying these magic words. I only date supervisors, managers, and owners. Now, when guys realize in order to get with women like you, that they have to be supervisors, managers, and owner, you'll have more dudes doing it. And what's going to happen for the Black man, he'll have manager money. Once he gets manager money, he will realize what Siyay Helping has been trying to teach him for years. Manager money is the best money to have. It's the best money to have. And people don't realize it. Most of the frustration that dudes have behind women is because they don't have manager money. It sounds crazy, I know. It sounds weird, I get it. But if you women would only seek out dudes who are supervisors, managers, and owners, you would hit me up with $300, $500, be like, this is the best advice ever. I never knew it was this easy. Well, there's not a lot of men on that level. Yes, there are. You guys are listening to women lie to you about the level of Black men who have achieved. I'm not talking about the dudes with money. We're talking something beyond money. We're not even talking money. We're talking beyond money at this point. You women have to start understanding. You have to start getting it. You have to. On this particular type of level, if you want these type of dudes, you have to understand them first, and second, control your children. Because look, here's the thing. We as established career Black men, when we look at you women, we're coming from a disciplined way of living. We're coming from a level of discipline as a Black man, and we're managing other human beings. We're supervising other human beings. We're dealing with personalities all day. The last thing you as a woman need to do is to bring undiscipline to our life. I remember there was this dark-skinned girl in Atlanta. I can't say she was particularly cute. I just love the fact that she was slim, short, and very, very, very dark-skinned. Okay? Very dark-skinned. Matter of fact, let me put that on pause for a minute. I'm going to hold that story for just a second. I need to do this real quick. I need to drop the Cash App and the PayPal in the link to see who got love for Siyay Helping. That's what I need to do. I need to drop that in here so I can see to do with what Uncle should be doing. Who got some type of love for this message that I am putting out. Because it's good to know who's with you. You know, people check in all the time, but it's always good to know who's with you. So I'm going to drop this in there. And also, there will be no more comment section on my videos. They will only be on the Facebook. You can comment on the Facebook. You should be part of the Facebook group at this point. At this point, you should be part of the Facebook group. And that's where I'm going to start doing that. The comment section, we're going to kill the comment section. So let me explain. We do that. So let's go to part 3. Part 3 of interacting with guys on this level. And I promise you, I'm going to tell you where to find them, but interacting with guys on this level. First, I'm going to start with the men. Again, men, when you're trying to get with a higher caliber woman, only go where the high ticket events are. When you're trying to find a woman to keep, you only go where the high ticket women are. You go to events that are a step above. You go to events that require a blazer. You go to events. Those are where the women are who are willing to listen. Those are where the women are. And one of the reasons why I haven't found one is because I'm constantly avoiding non-Black women at these events. Because the non-Black women will rush you at these events. When you got to pay $80, $100, $200 for a ticket, the women at those events know that you belong there. They know that you're not a visitor. They can tell. They see it. The problem is, fellas, and I'm going to get to you women in a minute for part 3. The problem is, fellas, you like being who you are, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I like being from the hood. I like baseball caps. I like white tees. I really do. But when you try to be in areas where there's less arguing, less ratchetness, less stupidity, you can only be in those areas if you dress upper caste. Sorry. That's just what it is. I did an event in Atlanta. I had one of my friends had a little young dude from Louisiana who was cool with him. He knew him from the block. And we invited him to the event. Okay. Now he went and found a nice blazer. Nice blazer. Blazer even was better than mine. But when he was at the event, he could not cope with the high value women he wanted to get with. Because even though his coat attracted a lot of women, his follow-up game was bad. Because he was a guy that owed $12,000 in baby mama's child support. He was a guy who was working hard, but he was working service jobs. He was not a supervisor or manager. And when these higher level women started talking to him, it started to show. Sometimes, fellas, you cannot just blindly blame these women. Sometimes what's happening is, sometimes you have to push your level up. Okay? Some of these women are not as bad as we try to say they are. Okay? It's just who you are as a dude. Now, if you just, the problem with that a lot of dudes have with higher up women, and why dudes say stuff like higher up women look down on brothers, or higher up women uh or black women try to say black men are intimidated with a woman uh higher up or doing her thing. It's because dudes who are not dominating and leading people have a problem with anybody higher up. Higher up black men, they got a problem with it. Higher up whoever, they got a problem with it. More black men, I know it makes some of you guys feel mad, but you really need to be supervisors, managers, and owners. You will understand what's being said here. You'll understand what's being said. I remember when I made the suit and tie brother on a O'Shea show years ago, like I'm going to say 2011. So many dudes was like, "You talking down to us?" No, this is how the world works. The world wants you to be a supervisor, manager, or owner. They just don't respect anybody who serves. Take this dude to the party. You might can't take this dude. So back to the women. Now that you understand that dudes are thinking like that, you have to start saying to yourself, which type of dude do I want? Do I want the give a brother a chance guy, or do I want the guy that demands that I give him a blowjob when he comes in the house? You, I'm extremely alpha. Okay, you just got to understand that as women. Which one do you want? Do you want the woman? I mean, do you want the guy where you can show women how weak your man is and how much you got control over him? Or do you want the guy who's like, sweetheart, what did I ask you to do at 5 o'clock, babe? That's just what it is. You have to decide, because you can't expect a dude who is struggling to accept that. Now let's talk about a situation. One of the homeboys is in the chat room. He's in charge of his children. Okay. He don't have to prove nothing to you. He already got responsibility. Okay. He already got responsibility. Now, his children are not bastards because they have a father. I'm sorry, but bastards are people who don't have fathers. Now, he has children that he's in control of. When you come into his world, you have to let it be known how you're going to be nurturing. You have to let it be known how his life is going to improve with you. Because guess what? We can bash each other as Black people all we want. The truth of the matter is, a white person is going to see the value in that guy. An Indian person is going to see the value in that guy and swoop him up. Y'all playing. You got to be playing. So nobody is going to even though this man has children, he's in control of his situation. He's in control. What you can't do is come into his life trying to unravel his situation to please you. This is why women are so intimidated by we men who are alphas. We don't spend time hating you. We walk past you. We don't spend time joining these dudes and calling you names. We don't even have friends like that. This is what women have to start understanding if you want guys on this level. It's plain and simple. If you want guys on this level, this is what you got to start understanding, period. No ifs, ands, and buts. No ifs, ands, and buts. You got to understand who we are, and you got to understand what you're bringing into our world. Now, third thing, let's talk about love. Ladies, love is not guaranteed to you. Having a good man is not guaranteed to you because we as fellas know you respecting us is not guaranteed. We fellas know you loving us is not guaranteed. These are things you work for. So when you're a woman coming in saying that don't mean he's a good man, you're not really trying to be in love because nobody says stuff like that. That has to be supplantation thinking. That has to be something you learn from your white woman master. The white woman had to teach you that because white women don't even say stuff like that. Asian women don't even say stuff like that. Let's be honest in this black community. And I'm about to bring the fellas up for a minute. Let's be honest in this black community. If any fellas want to come up, email me. I'm going to shoot you the link via email. Let's be honest for a minute. When you want something from a woman, okay? Wow. Hold on for a second. Wow. See, somebody has a YouTube channel talking about crypto, and they terminated his crypto YouTube account. This is ridiculous, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Susan got some plan to get some money. I see what Susan's doing, but nevertheless, my point is, when women y'all want somebody on this level, you have to understand those things. Now let's go to where you find these men, ladies. Let me use that lady who says she has a $100,000 business, grooming pets. I'm a business guy. Everybody in this chat room knows that I talk business quite often. You got $100,000. How much is your operating cost? Well, now you just now you're netting maybe 80,000. How much is your building costing you in rent or lease? Okay, now you're down to 70 or 60. Then anything else you have, house, car, you might be a $50,000 chick talking about you make 100,000. It doesn't really matter. You're on the same level as a person who owns all of their stuff, owns it, don't have to pay nobody nothing, and they make 60,000 a year. You're on the same level. You're on the same level. I'm kind of mad at myself sometimes because I need to do more credit than what I do. My cars are paid for, my motorcycle's paid for, everything I got is already cashed out. Okay, I actually need to do more credit stuff. And I got a 700 credit. When a woman comes into my world, she has the ability to jeopardize that. When a woman comes in my world, she has the ability to mess that up. So for me, I have to be very protective of who comes into my world. Mr. Jean Du say, I only date white girls. It's too much for me. Ain't nothing wrong with a guy who dates white girls. Nothing wrong. But please remember, white girls will turn on you too. Please remember, if you fail to give white women the life they expect from you, they will give you that Tim Duncan divorce. Remember Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan is not a happy person. There's a lot of other black dudes who had white women who are not freaking happy because they thought the white woman was safe. If you don't give these white women the life that you promised them beyond the BBC, they will betray you. You need to get that real clear. See, dating is just hopping from bedroom to bedroom. I don't even know why women think dating is some type of success. Who you marry is success. Okay. But let's just keep it at dating. You jumping from bedroom to bedroom, that's nothing. That's just nothing. People don't like this part of the message, but this is what stops us from fighting each other. I am just here to help. This is what stops us from fighting each other. Because we're fighting each other by not being honest. The men are not being honest about the man stuff, and the women are not being honest about the women stuff. But if you women want a guy on this level, these are the things you got to pay attention to. Now, let me tell you where you find these guys. These higher level guys, supervisors, managers, owners. If you're the lady and you grooming dogs, you need to go to the veterinary convention. You need to be going to conventions. All of us career established dudes go to conventions. Service guys do not go to conventions. All of us, I got a yearly thing I got to go to every year just to keep my certifications. They go to Salt Lake City, they go to DC. This ain't about shaming. This is about ladies. If you want higher caliber people, this is what you got to do. And for you fellas, if you want higher caliber women, this is what you got to do. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. People don't like to hear it, but this is just what it is. I got a homeboy right now. He's working two $80,000 jobs. He makes about 160, and his wife probably makes 80 to 90. They killing it because he strategically got with another manager. He's a manager, and he strategically got with another manager. They killing it. They've been together maybe 5 years, maybe. They can break up right now and walk away way better than what they was when they came together. So in her case, you start appreciating the guy you with because you guys got 75% of the problem fixed. Nobody likes hearing this message. Everybody wanna be stuck on hating each other, but this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Nothing gets solved with us just hating each other. Nothing. Nothing improves with us just hating each other. Now, I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to come back again later this evening, check out some of the other stuff that we did. The comment section will be blocked on YouTube, but it will be open on the Facebook. Much love. Talk to you soon. Peace.